Hey, Future Gribs coming to you with an update. It is 6:30 on the evening of Saturday, January 24th, 2026, and the storm has not amounted to much. So fingers crossed for us and for everybody else out there that's in the path of the storm. By now we've all seen the news. It's still a developing situation, and you know that I try not to jump on news before the smoke is cleared, but I think we know enough for me to say what I'm going to say. I can't tell you what to do, but it's time to do something. Whether that is writing your congressman or getting in the street. I can't presume to say what action is right for you, and we all have different capabilities and different things that we can and can't do and different things that we're not willing to do. But enough is enough. We're Americans. And this is not the American way. So whatever it is that you can do, you are being called on to do it. There is not one single American that will not be impacted by this. So if you don't feel that you can get in the street, if you don't feel like it's wise to write your congressman, maybe what you can do is go to folks from a place of concern, folks that you know in your life that are still supporting this. Maybe you can say, hey, I love you, but the time has come for us to part ways. Maybe you can go to folks who are ignoring it because it makes them uncomfortable. It's really scary. Maybe you can say to them, I understand, I'm scared too, but I need you to show up because we have a job to do. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. I have said over and over to the people that want to argue with me in my comment section that anything you allow your government to do to others, they will in time do to you. That time has arrived. This is what that looks like. They shot an unarmed mother of 3, and now they have shot an ICU nurse that was defending another woman from being pepper sprayed. They took his gun away from him before they shot him, and they continued shooting him while he was laying on the ground. These were American citizens like us, like our children, like our parents and grandparents that built the society that we live in. These were Americans lawfully exercising their rights. It's time. Whatever you can do, you need to do it. Wherever you stand now is where you will be standing. You hear me end every video with keep the ends out for the ties that bind, but that doesn't come from the Johnny Cash song. He drew that from an old Protestant hymn and has nothing to do with romantic relationships. What it means is keep your heart open for alignment with the source of your values. And for most of our lives, that's a thing we do passively. But it's not now. Now we need to do something. Enjoy this video. I'll see you soon. You know what I'm going to quit saying? I'm going to quit saying, oh, I woke up this morning and I wanted to make a video about all the cool stuff I wanted to do on the channel this year. I want to make a New Year's video. We're going to have such a great... No, I'm going to stop because every time I say that, we have a disaster. It is 8 o'clock local on January 23rd. It's a Friday night. It's the night before the great 2026 ice storm hits Asheville. We are on the bullseye for a major winter storm, and everyone has lost their minds. Understandably. The difference with this storm is that we as a community, as a region, have terrible, untreated PTSD. And I don't have the feeling that I had the day before Helene. But the Thursday before Helene, I had a really bad feeling. I don't have that now, but I'm starting to second guess myself. I'm like, well, is that because it's really not going to be that bad? Or is that because I had that feeling and now I'm kind of numb to it? I want to get ahead of your concern. Thank you so much. We're going to be fine. Our hatches are battened down. We are stocked. We're going to hunker down through this thing. I'm not worried about our personal safety at all. It might be uncomfortable for a little bit, And between you and me, I might regret this. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think that, listen, the folks in the West, of Tornado Alley, those folks are going to get wrecked, and our prayers and sympathy should be with them. That's where the headlines are going to come out of this storm. I think Asheville's going to have, some unpleasant, it's going to be a long week. But my gut is telling me, and again, what's that word? My gut is telling me we're going to be okay. Apparently no one else's guts are telling them that, because outside of these hallowed walls of the Gribs Folly Community Garden and Massage Parlor, people are losing their shit. Shelves are bare, gas stations are empty, dogs and cats are living together, mass hysteria. And I understand it. I do. I really, I'm feeling, I don't have the feeling of doom, but I do have the stress. I am definitely amped up in preparation for this thing when there's a lot to do. What I don't understand is, y'all, Helene was it was a year and a half ago. You should be prepped by now for the next thing. Because apparently things are going to keep happening every week. Last week we had a snow day. There's no snow. And we had the giant Verizon cell outage. Whatever. We're not even talking about this anymore. The entire country, Verizon went down. There's no further news about that. The thing that people depend on by the minute just quit working. That's fine. We don't need any answers. That's okay. Yeah, you should be stocked up. Go get some water. If you don't have water in your house to get you through a few days, why are you watching me? Go get the water. This is the Gribs Folly Sunday Antisocial. That time each week when I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribs. I will answer any question. Any and all. This video is sponsored by me. I'm a guy that I make things, and you can look at them if you want to. I'll put some links down below. You can join our Patreon. We $3 a month is your barrier to entry over there, and you get everything that's in here. You get all that. Our first Ask Gribs question comes from @PRO. Is The Mountains Raised Us still available? This was our compilation album that we made after Helene. You guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. It is not. It is not still available. However, you can still donate to Beloved Asheville if you just want to be a good person. If you want to support the musicians involved, all of our music that was on the album is still individually available at our own band camps, and you can go get it. We're no longer giving proceeds away because we're selfish bastards. Carrie Byers 257 says, why do you not have 1 million subscribers? Because you guys aren't sharing my videos. Tell your friends. No, the answer is because I am antisocial. That's literally the answer. It's in the name. It'll make sense by the end of the video, I promise. CP1688 says, tell us how you really feel. Antisocial. And cold. It's a little cold in here, and I don't want to run my kerosene heater because I need it to survive what's coming. Michael Clark says 2026 is going to be wild in a lot of ways, but I think the one that people aren't ready for is the AI weirdness. People already feel the Trump and political burnout, but this is going to feel like we're all having a bad trip. Yeah, well, speaking of those things, you saw that Trump AI'd up a perp walk picture of a lady who was legitimately, she was arrested. I won't say it wasn't a legitimate arrest. It was true that they did arrest her. And she, with, I thought, quite a bit of dignity, had to do the perp walk thing. And then that wasn't good enough for the Trump administration. So they AI'd up a picture of her sobbing and presented it as if it were real. And then when they were called out on it, they said the memes will continue. We can't talk about that yet because I said we'd get to the antisocial stuff later. We got to wait a minute. Hang on. I think the AI thing. I think people. I already don't believe most of what I see. I mean, I worked in media, so prior to all this, like baseline, going back to, to the second Obama term, I already didn't believe half of what I saw. That's just how a smart American citizen should be. You should be a skeptic as a baseline. Apparently everyone forgot about that. But now, yeah, we're in real, I mean, I literally have quit looking at most of the internet because I don't know if it's real. Have you seen the video of the wolf, or sometimes it's a moose, or sometimes it's a rabbit that's being run down by an avalanche, and there's this huge avalanche coming and the animal runs into the frame and it's got a young whatever in its mouth. It's a mama moose or whatever. And they jump onto the porch of a cabin and the avalanche hits and they're okay and they're like huddled. That got me the first time. I think it was a fox. The first time I was like, wow, it's a smart fox. And then I was like, wait a minute, why is the cabin still there? Society is just not ready for the existential crisis this is going to induce. So given the ground conditions, I see larger sets of people starting to shit themselves in new ways. Maybe, or we're totally ready for the existential crisis. In fact, what if it's already been going on for a long time and that's the problem? Kitkin says, Tom Waits blesses this house, but he sure don't clean it. Are you saying that my garage is messy? Because you're right, but that's why I have a really shallow depth of field. And if that's not working, I need to know. Hi-Fi 1965 asks Gribs, I'm going to leave out most of the politics, but is there anyone out there who's just preaching for accepting kindness? I'm old. I miss John Lennon. I see all of us being pulled toward the polls and our empathy has been drained. I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, I think, yeah, the people that were always preaching accepting kindness, like, actual Christian churches, I bet they're still doing it. I don't know. But the problem with that is that you actually have to go to church or to a mosque or to a synagogue or like the places that whose mission statement is like, let's be kind to each other. You got to go out to get that message. The only message that's being brought to you is hate. It's a lot easier. It sells better. You can run more ads. And on top of that, there are some people that I'm not a big fan of the word hate, but there are some people that are wrong and that are evil and that are doing bad things, and it is legitimate to stand up to them. And I do mean the word legitimate in this case. Legitimately, the American people are angry. We're pissed off. But the problem with that is that the bad guys are angry too. So anger no longer has any currency. The fact that the populace is mad doesn't mean anything. I think actually what has more meaning is that there's a significant amount of the population that isn't mad. Look at what's happening and then look at the response to it that people aren't having. But I think the question is, Hi-Fi 1965, I think what you're asking is, can you find empathy? Yeah, absolutely. But you have to go out and look for it. You're not going to find it here. You're not going to find it in the news. You have to go out and seek it. Al Molitar asks Gribs, where is Jonathan Ross? You mean the murderer, Jonathan Ross? The masked ICE agent that shot an unarmed woman? I don't know. But I do know we're not supposed to say his name. Kristi Noem doesn't want anyone to speak his name because that might lead to reprisals. You know who should speak his name is a judge. I don't want to dox Jonathan Ross. I don't want a lynch mob to take their torches and pitchforks and pull him out of whatever hole he's hiding in. I just want him to have a fair trial. And that, of course, brings us to this comment. I won't name the user. She accelerated with the car pointing at him, and he fired as he was being hit. He even took a step back when he realized she was braking. Educate yourself. Unsubscribed. Damn, sorry to see you go. You're a bootlicking fascist, and you're not allowed on my channel. This is, unfortunately, not the most insensitive comment that we got about the death of an unarmed, white, female mother who was an American citizen. A soccer mom, some have said. I don't know if her kids played soccer or not. I don't know. But one of the most privileged people in our society. as demographics go, gets shot by a federal agent, and I got a comment section full of, I don't know, Russian bots, just regular MAGA death cultists. Did you hear about the polio vaccine? They came out today and they're like, yeah, we're going to get rid of that whole polio vaccine. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They're not getting rid of it. They're just no longer advising people to take it necessarily. You know, if people don't want to, then that's their business. You ever seen a polio survivor? You ever seen people hobbling along because they got polio? These are not sentiments that I have to allow on my channel or in my comments section. And you will be removed, and you can cry your little snowflake tears all you want about how I'm silencing your voice. This is why I don't have more subscribers. I had a viral video, I got a ton of people watching me, and then every video since then, I've done my best to alienate half of my audience. So is there still empathy in the world? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel empathy for a lot of the people in my comments section that I then block and remove. And if we're going to move forward in a public way, we have to accept only those people who will act on their empathy. Your actions have to speak louder. I guarantee you, every one of the people that said really awful things about Renee Good in my comments section calls themselves a Christian. I guarantee it. Your actions speak louder. I do have something fun to talk about. It's cold in here. It's cold in here, y'all. It's almost like there's a huge winter storm coming. So I'm gonna put it off till next week. See, I've already doomed the next video, haven't I? If anything crazy happens with this ice storm, I'm gonna try to see. I'm still. That would be fun. That would be that would be like something we would have done in the olden times, the before time. No, I'll see you next week, and we'll just complain about the death of our nation some more, I guess. God, do we have to? There's got to be something. All right. We'll just next week. Here's the resolution. Next, I will answer all of your Ask Gribs questions at some point, but next week we're having fun. I'm going to force myself to have fun if I'm still alive after the storm. There is that caveat too. If I'm dead, no one's having any fun. Do not be concerned for me. There will be people that get it way worse than we do, for sure, and we're just fine here. So thank you in advance, but put that worry where it's most useful. And if you are watching this and you are one of the people that you've got like 4 inches of ice on your roof, then what are you doing? How do you have power? That's amazing. Wherever you are, be good to your neighbors, and I'll see you next time. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.